Now I spent all my time wiring this hardwired reverse camera into this Cougar, and then Auto Vox has sent us this wireless one out to try. Yeah, so it's solar powered, wired free, and it does claim to install in just minutes, so it does sound a little bit too convenient. Well, I have been testing it out now for the past week, and in this video I'll give you my thoughts, what's good about it, what's not so good about it, and whether it is worth your long hard earned cash. Everything came neatly packaged inside of this box. We have the manual, we have the camera, we have the monitor, we have the mounting bracket for the monitor. On the other side of the bracket, this peels off, it is sticky, and then it attaches the monitor securely to your dash to stop it moving around. We have the fixing brackets for the camera. Then we have some fittings, some screws for the fixing brackets. We have the antennas. The larger antenna will go into the camera and the two smaller ones into the monitor, which then picks up a signal. We have the 12-volt adapter, which the other end powers up the monitor. And on this side there is an output, a USB-A, which can power other devices. We have the USB-C cable, which will then plug into the camera to then charge the camera up. And additionally, they give us this suction mount bracket, which will go onto a window screen. This moves around, it's quite flexible. It's ideal if you want to be able to move the monitor around so you can see it much better. The camera is battery and solar powered with up to 20 hours use and operates in 1080p HD and night vision for clear day and night images. It's weatherproof, rated at IP69K, making its build tough for rain, snow, mud, and it also has a powerful N52 magnet to let you snap it on the back of your vehicle in just 1 minute. The monitor has a 7.2 inch 16:9 HD display, widescreen for clear full view monitoring, long range wireless stable signal of up to 524 feet, custom auto off timer 120 seconds, 240 seconds and never, dual view options if you want to add an additional camera, DVR continuous loop recording with a 32 gigabit SD card, and it also comes with 18-month warranty and full technical support. Right then, that's all the technical spiel out the way. Let's get it plugged in, get it fired up and see what she looks like. So the bracket just clips onto the back, you just push it in and slot it down and it keeps it secure. We'll push that onto the screen, the suction pad, and then there's a little clip, you just push it down. And then what that's going to do is you can then bend that to move it in which direction you want. So I think I'll kind of keep it in that direction. And next we'll get the plug. Got one end goes into this monitor on this side, just pushes in. Hey, look at that, Pauline's got some money in the car. So that just plugs into there like so, and then it looks like we have power. So now I'm going to take this screen off, the cover off the front. One thing I've found with the magnet, everything sticks to it. The keys, everything I've had is just, it's really, really strong. Even when I put it on the back of the car, I struggled to get it off, and you could see the back of the tailgate kind of flexing when I was trying to pull it off. So to power this on, I have had this on charge. Simply just press the button, and then it should power up on the front just like that. And there you go, automatically. Show you that. That's how simple it was. It's just connected straight away. I've got the camera here, and then it's upside down obviously. And then there you go. That's how easy it was. Literally just plug and play. Unbelievable. Now the only problem I've got is where do I put this? I'm going to have to probably mount it just a little bit further down there. So the monitor's more or less down here. When I put this review out, I'll have probably used this for a week anyway. And I'll find out where it is positioned, because I'm actually doing this at the beginning. But yeah, I'm going to move it down there and position it a little bit better. I've just moved that down there. Much better, much simpler, so it's out the way. There's a clear view outside of the driver's window there. It's much better. That's the other pad, or the mount. I'd imagine if I didn't have that on the window, I would probably just stick that down there somewhere, and then that monitor would attach to that. That's if you haven't got a suction for the window. These here are the brackets. Now, the problem I've got is that could go on the back of the Caravan. I know some people do use some silicone just to clad it on. Obviously, the back of the Caravan, it won't stick to that because it's not metal or steel. So you'll have to put this bracket on so that camera would stick to the back of that. Bit of silicone on the back, but it's entirely up to you if you want to put it on the back of your Caravan. I certainly don't want to screw any screws in and damage anything. If we were keeping that long term, if I had something like a motorhome or definitely a campervan, or, you know, this would probably stick on no problem with it being magnetic, but I don't want to take the chance with that. And there's also an angled bracket, you can see there. If you fix that, that means that the camera will angle down. On the back of the camera, if you can see there, this also angles down, so it gives you a good range of view. So you just push it up, you position it whichever way you want. So if you think that it's pointing to the ground too much, or, you know, it's up in the air or whatever, you can just position that, move it up and down, which is quite handy. And it's also good to see that they have the guidelines on there built in also. Right, we'll quickly go through the controls of the camera, the menus. There's 3 buttons at the back. There's an arrow up, an arrow down, and then a menu. So the menu is the middle one. If I click on that, this is where you have the pair function. So if it hasn't paired automatically, you will go into there and click on that. Also, if you have the option for an additional camera, if you want that one, searching for one there, which obviously I haven't got. I'll click into that again. Back into the, we'll go into the brightness. In brightness, this is where you can adjust the brightness of the display. So that's quite nifty. I think I like it a little bit bright. Then we have the mirror, normal, mirror upside down. So that's if you want to turn the image upside down from the camera. I'm going to keep it as normal. We've got recording. So that's if you just wanted to continuous record. If you wanted to overwrite the SD card, it would just keep on looping and overwriting. And then you've got format to format the SD card. So I'm just going to keep it on record. And then next down to that, we have playback. So any footage that you've recorded on the SD card, if you have, in the event of an incident or an accident, then you can play that back. Your guidelines, whether you want the guidelines on or off. And then your sleep display, you have 120 seconds, 240 seconds or never. And then back into settings, we've got the time and date, and then any contrast of the display, the monitor, and then you've got reset and then support. So it's very easy to use. Let's say the buttons are very simple. And same again for this, there's no kind of daft Bluetooth apps or anything that you can connect to. It's just very functional and straightforward. So I have found that easy to navigate around. Now I've got an idea, because it did say initially, what was it, 500 and odd feet it would go? Pauline?
Yeah.
Fancy doing us a favour? Right, off you pop. And she's walking. It's like Challenge Annika, this, isn't it? She's good, probably, so I'd say 10 metres away there now. So that would be, I would say, a heavy goods distance. It's still going. She's probably a good 15, 20 metres there now. Right at where that car is, all of it's still working, still a clear picture. What's on there now? I'd say 30. Yep. And there it is, clear as day. It's still working. There would have to be a long vehicle, wouldn't it? I suppose if you've got something like an outhouse or a back garden, a long back garden where you want a camera, that would be ideal. Right, so there's one more thing left to do, and we'll snap it on the back, and then we'll give it a go. First impressions on board, the LED monitor was crystal clear, and I was able to see everything that was going on behind me clearly. The footage gave off a nice wide angle feel, and although it's only 180 resolution, I think the picture didn't blur out much, and the frame rate and video noise seemed to hold up. Bearing in mind that the main purpose of this camera is to be a backup camera. Now I have tried to manoeuvre the camera up and down on the tailgate at the back. I've tried it at the top, I've tried it at the bottom. And one thing I kind of find is the hitch, or the tow bar, sorry, at the bottom. So I wouldn't know really if I was lining it up with a Caravan. It would probably guide you there where you need to be, but you wouldn't be able to get it right up to it. Where if you have a look at this one that I fitted to the car, just on the bottom there, you can just about make out where the tow bar is. So when I'm reversing up to the Caravan, it's easy to see. So that is the backup camera from Auto Vox, and if you go onto their website, you'll be able to pick that up. However, I'll show you in a minute, if you do go through our website on the shop YouTube channel, you do get 15% off, and I'll show you where to find that now. So final thoughts on the camera, very, very similar to set up, probably is one of the easiest I've come across, if I'm honest. The footage on the monitor, when you're reversing back or when you're driving, looks absolutely crystal clear. The backup file on the SD card, yeah, it might not be the best, it's only 1080 as opposed to the V04, what we've got fitted, hardwired into the car now, that's 4K, you can tell straight away the difference. But I suppose the image quality is what it is. It'll still, in the event of an accident or incident, the insurance company would still, you get away with that. That's pretty good. But this is just a backup camera. If you put it on the back of your motorhome, your campervan, caravan, it's going to guide you in where you need to be, especially if you've got a long caravan. It's got quite a good range on it. In fact, it's got a very good range on it. But yeah, overall, satisfied, good bit of kit, and I'd say I'd highly recommend it. Yeah, definitely worth getting. So I'll show you how to buy this now. If you go onto our store, and just down there, or from the main page, you'll see store, and then down at the bottom, it's that one there. If you click on it, it brings you through to our website. And if you go to the bottom, you'll see there's a code for 15% off Travel Northerners. And then all you do is just click on the website, and you've got backup camera, and it is this camera here, the 5B RV. That is the one that I've just reviewed today. So if you click on that and then put the code in Travel Northerners, you'll get the 15% off. Well, okay guys, so that's it. Plenty more other things to review, you'll be pleased to know, but we're keeping it going. It is winter. We're going to try and get out in the base camp very, very soon, and we'll probably catch you then. So take care, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.